Welcome one and all to this 8th episode of D&D Series 4 with me, Mike.
And me, Zoe.
And today we are going to carry on working on our app for the groceries for mommy. So this should all be working, this should all be working, and if I recall correctly, we can save lists. Let's immediately... apparently we can't confirm it, so that's bad. I don't understand that though. It should be working anyway. So run. Get it. Yes. And groceries database. There's a list template 0. That might be the one. Underscore fruit tilde limes orange blah blah blah. Okay, so everything is working correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we can delete this. And we can stop this and carry on working because I can't remember what we were supposed to do. But obviously we're going to have to learn to load these and populate a menu with the names of these things in it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why is it this much space up here? Save. Okay. Now. I suppose we can start from having a menu be populated with the lists.
What do you need to make
Wait a moment, this looks like it's actually spilling out. So I think we've got a problem with in the list buttons, list BG, list buttons, oh I guess. Okay, list title, clear button, they all have a width. That's the issue. So let's just reduce it to 200. Oh, that's still too big? Okay, let's try and keep going down. No, I think this is all wrong. So that's not the issue. Let's go back to 3. Oh, wait a moment. Never you mind. So 250. There you go. Anyway, so that's just a tiny little fix we had to do. Bleh. Right, so we need to create a menu, and it needs to be a pop-up.
Yes.
So, name your list, clear list confirmation, blah blah blah. Okay, just duplicate name your list. Load list. Hit enter. All right, now let's see. BG correct, title correct, input box incorrect. But we are going to keep that BG. So we're just going to remove this and delete this. Okay, we're in a good spot already. So this BG, we should be able to, the load list, we can increase its space. So let's give it 150 from the top and 150 from the bottom.
Okay.
And let's see, so load list, BG, title, alright, and this one needs a layout element, type LAY, there it is, layout, preferred height, 10,000, alright, so it pushes it all the way to the top. So we've got this, okay, change this one to box, there you go, loadable list. Let's sit there, enter. So this one will have a vertical layout group.
Mm-hmm.
Yes and yes, and spacing of probably 5, and from the left 10, 10, 10, 10. And we're gonna need some buttons in it, assuming there are any. So we also need a text that we can turn off. So let's see, name your list. Oh wait, we've got a title. Duplicate this text and rename this one load list. Yeah. So this one, and we're gonna say nothing to load, something like that. Yeah, nothing to load. Nothing to load, and just say nothing to load. dot dot dot. And here you can also title this one select a file to load, or select a list to load. Yeah, that's good. I mean, in the end of the day, we're gonna have to change this text in code. So now you need a button. So let's see. I think this one is a confirmation, so it's got buttons. All right. Duplicate the S button. Drag it in here, and call this one list 0. Enter. So this is gonna be interesting to do because we need to take a look at custom button. So when we set up a custom button, we've got a space, and that's good, but we don't have an ID. Oh, we do have a string ID, so technically I suppose we could use that. No, I think we'll be okay. So even with a custom button, but we will need a new button function.
Yes.
And this one is going to be load list. Hi Rob, yes, we're back. We're doing D&D now. Load list. It's unhappy because it already existed. So load list, saved list, capital S. Yeah, save. Okay, so that's good. So we got that, and we'll know these. Now the problem is we need to. We've got a button as a template already. Oh, my bad. There. Okay, so we already have a button, and this is one of those fruit buttons, but I think this one's perfect for our purposes. And duplicate it a bunch of times. Now, so you can see that it's doing a good job. Okay, this text, even though it's a bit weird, I don't think it's going to be a problem, because this text is going to be turned off, right? Now, one thing that we would technically need is a scrollable area. Now, I'm not that familiar with scrollable areas, meaning I don't really know how to do them very well. But considering the fact that we left an ample amount of space, I don't think Mummy's going to have 15 different list types. If she is, then we're going to have to worry about adding a scrollable thing. It's something that I should look into, actually, so perhaps we could do it next time, but at any rate, at this time, I do not have that. Now, so we can just load one of these buttons, and as you can see, they look pretty good. I think this will be okay. Even though if there only were one button, it'll be as big as the entire thing. So that may be a bit weird. If we don't control the height with this, there may be an issue. Don't control the child size. So if you then duplicate this one a couple times, see, that's the issue we're gonna get.
Yeah.
So that's no bueno. Let's control the child height. What if you use the child scale? No. Just do that. It'll be fine. Force expand. You don't need to force expand it. That's odd. So don't force expand, but control child size height. Alright. So how does this work? I'm confused. Yeah, so we can't change the size. I mean, we could give them all layout element and go a minimum height of sorts, and that would work, right? So it kind of works that way, but I bet you that duplicates. Keep going. More. There you go. All right. So, yeah. So that wouldn't work. But at any rate, we can delete all of these, and we can tell it just control it and shut up. All right. So that's pretty good. We can get started. Pop-up manager, control MO. We need a new pop-up type. Load saved list. Save. All right. Now request pop-up. Case. Space tab. Dot. Load saved list, colon, enter break, semicolon. Save. Alright, so let's see what we're doing with these. So here we have some custom buttons to set up. Okay, so pop-ups has a class of its own. Awesome. Let's go and populate that. So we need a fifth one. Load saved list. So the main container is load list. The pop-up content is copy. Paste. Pop-up title is this. Oi. Input box is none. We don't have one. Custom buttons, there are, who knows?
Yeah, we need to add them.
That's right. We're gonna have a list of those, I think, and probably here. So here you can create a private list of custom buttons and call it list ad hoc buttons. No. AD hoc.
Hawk spelled.
H-O, capital H, capital H, capital O, capital lowercase c. Yeah, my bad. Hoc. That means it's Latin for just for this one sort of thing.
Oh.
For this situation. So ad hoc buttons. Semicolon. Okay, so we're gonna need all sorts of stuff. Number one, we need to delete them all. So here you need a void destroy ad hoc buttons. Open, close, run. Okay, so within here, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna check if that list is not null. So copy this, paste it here. Well, first, yeah, if paste equals null. Close, open. Now we create it. Paste, create the list. No, new. Tab. Open, close, semicolon. So now you got the list, now you can loop through it. 4, tab. Instead of length, paste it, dot count. Double click it, you already have it. Dot count. Save. Now here you're gonna say if, open round, paste, I, square bracket I, close. So if the ith element of the list is not null, exclamation mark equals null. So if it exists, null, close round, open squiggle, destroy, open bracket, paste, I, dot game object. Yeah, done. Close round, semicolon. Okay, so we're destroying every one of them. We loop through them, we destroy them all, and then at the end we clear the list. So paste, one down, tab, dot clear. Open, close round, semicolon. Yeah, there we go. So we got the destruction. Now we need a construction. So void. And here we're gonna say add buttons to load saved lists. Something like that. Load saved lists. I think it's lists, plural. Save. So the first step, copy, pasta, open, close, semicolon. So the first step is always destroying everything, just in case. Save. Now, we need to know, Mommy just got mad. We need to know where the custom buttons are contained. As far as I can tell, there's no custom button container. So that's a bit of an issue. Let's add one. Public transform custom button container. Semicolon. Right, so let's quickly go here and assign it to all the other ones. Well, only one other one has custom buttons. Not that it particularly matters, but still. What is it? Clear list? Yeah, clear list confirmation. Right. See, it's got these two buttons.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the custom buttons, button functions. Oh, I see. So that's how it works. But a custom button container doesn't exist, and there it is. So that's good. For us, the custom button container is the loadable list. We also have this text nothing to load, which we should know. We need a text here as well. So copy, paste it, change it to error. With 2 R's ideally. Save. Okay, so this is the only one that has a text error. This class is becoming a bit too multitasky for my tastes, but that's okay. Plop. Save. So we know we can turn it off when we don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
We also know that we can populate it. Okay, what else is there? Well, nothing actually. But we can go back to the request of the pop-up, and here we can do the title. Should be already done in advance. Yes, there it is. Copy, pasta, and we want the error, so type error. Okay, there it is. Set text and save. Here we're actually going to type ourselves. So quote, don't do anything because we are lazy. We're just gonna go to nothing to load, copy, pasta, close quote, save. Now this is not a great message because it's too vague. It doesn't tell us. It doesn't tell us anything. Copy this, paste it, and again, save. So we're going down 2 lines and just click away to exit this menu. This menu. So it gives us instruction. So full stop. You don't need a space here, save, because these are 2 line breaks, so it goes down 2 lines. If you have that space, it's going to look like a leading space. It makes no sense. Now, what's funny here, we're actually going to have to replace this. So copy this and paste here. I don't know if this is going to work. I can't believe it's going to work. It looks too weird for me. Bracket, there, I can live with it now. Save. It looks so weird to put a dot after a quote. But in principle, I think it works the same. Okay, so there we go. We've got the error text set up. Whether we use it or not, that's a separate question. Now we need to go and add the buttons, the load saved list. Let's change this into an int. Save. And here we're going to... shall it be an int? No, do a bool. Yeah. And here you're gonna say if open round, copy, pasta, close, open squiggle. So we're gonna add the buttons in this, but it also is gonna give us an answer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if the answer is true, then we've got buttons. If the answer is not true, then we're gonna activate this error text. So copy, pasta, dot, game object dot set active, open round, true, close round, and copy this again, paste it here, and make it false. Save. So we turn it off. First we update the text, then we turn it off, then we check. We construct the list. If the list is going to contain something, it's going to return true, and if it doesn't contain anything, then it's not. It's going to return false. And therefore we need the nothing to load thing. So here you can say return false at the end, and it's going to remove the error. False. semicolon save. Okay, now I have no idea how we've done this before, but I'm sure it's going to be save manager. It's going to be a helping hand, and database maybe. So let's begin with save manager. Let's see. Save list template, get list template file name. Interesting. What does that do? List name. So while, okay, interesting. So this one serves two purposes, I think. No, it serves only one purpose. It returns, which list specifically we want. That's not what we want. Get list template saved file quantity. That's something we are more interested in right now. So this one will give us how many there are of these list save templates. And we also need to get them all, basically. Interesting. It's going to stop as soon as the sequence is broken. So suppose you have list template 0, list template 1, and list template 3. How many will it count? 0, 1, and 3. How many will it count?
3, right?
No. Just look at the code. Count starts at 0. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
It checks, it says while, first of all. So as long as it's true that the PlayerPrefs has a list template underscore 0, add to the count. Next.
Add 1.
1, add to the count. 2. Does list 2 exist in our hypothetical example?
No.
Therefore it exits. So it will only count 2. Therefore, if we get this int, if we get this count, it will mean we have all of the names of the lists as well. So that's sufficient for us. So back to the pop-up manager here, you're going to create an int. And you're going to say list count equals save manager dot get list count, I think. Wait. Save list template load. Oh, hello. Oh, it's not public. Make it public. Yeah. Save. Yes, and that's sufficient for now. Whoops, my bad. Type G again. Open close round semicolon. Get list template saved file quantity. That's correct. So here you say if list count is list count is higher than 0. Is higher than 0. Higher than 0. Close. No. Yes. 4. Tab. Copy. Paste. Do you know what? That if is pointless. Cut this. Paste here. Save. Alright, so we're gonna loop through until we get to list count, and we're gonna start adding these lists. So copy this, pasta, add. Now save for a moment. There's a thing that's kinda missing. Somebody must have the template of the button, but who is that? There you go. The game manager does, but the problem is it's private, so make it public so we can access it too. Okay, pop-up manager, add open round, instantiate, open round. It was already there. There, open round. And game manager.script.button template, something like that. It's app manager, yeah. Dot script dot button, there it is. Comma. Vector 3.0, comma, quaternion.identity. These are all standard things you need to add, whether you use them or not. Quaternion.identity. comma, and now we need to tell the parent. Now the parent is, careful, put, current pop-up type. Okay, so we could copy all of this, pasta it here. My put won't work. This will though. Do me a favor, so copy this. Okay. Now I want to replace many of these, so paste, 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 hold control, release, paste, paste, and paste. Save.
But you replaced them all.
Hmm?
You placed them all.
Yes, because it's been assigned first, so that's good. Paste it here. It's essentially identical here. It changes nothing. The problem is this is sort of, I treat these as temporary variables. I don't care for using them around. So this one is a permanent variable in a way. When
But
this
then
is
what's the use of put?
well, you need to receive it from somewhere. That's what it use or it is.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So here, pop-ups dot button custom button container. Close round. Dot get component of type custom button. Open close round, semicolon. All right, so this is a bit wordy, so we're gonna be a little bit more vertical.
Mm-hmm.
Save. Okay, so the button has been added to the list. Problem is, we don't really have its content. Now, what do we want on the button? We want the text to appear. The name of the list needs to appear on that button, and we need to get that name from the save manager because we don't know it. Well, we need to load that particular list with that particular name. So I don't quite remember. Does the database do this? Save list templates. Okay. So here you go. Public void load list template from index. Open round string int underscore index. Close round, open squiggle, close. So I've gone into the habit of actually doing it this way now, but you can see that we weren't before. So let's be consistent and not save, even though we do have a put, I think, with an underscore.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's not a big. It changes nothing, right? I'm just sort of getting used to this new way, which I find much clearer. Anyway, so load list template from index. So we've got the index. Now we need to go and get the list template, and then we need to correctly parse it. Wait a moment. So save. Okay. So save list template is doing all of the constructing of the information. We're gonna have to split all of the information. So this is just load list template from index. And we're gonna need some kind of parser too. Okay, so you need a string here. Is it a string? Sorta. No, that's already happening in here. So we're already doing it here, sort of without having a separate method for it, which is not brilliant. But the list. Well, I suppose at that point it needs to remain a string, and we're going to have to split it up later. It's something we're going to have to worry about later. The question is, this loading of the list template, what does it do? Save. I don't like this. We can't really use it. Change it to string, and change it to get list template name from index. Save. Okay. So this is what we need to do. We need to first of all go and get that particular string. So type string here. So you go string loaded file. Certainly no uppercase. Loaded file equals save manager dot, and now I don't remember. Public static void. No, public static string. Load. Load list. Open round. And what you want here is you want the string file name. Change list, sorry, to list template with a capital T. And simply request not a string but an int index.
Underscore?
No, just an index is fine. Close round, open squiggle. And here you're going to say if open round. What are we doing here? Oh, there you go. Copy all of this. Paste it here. Now, not groceries database, but copy list template. Paste it here. Plus index dot toString. ToString. Open close round. Save. So if this exists in the saved files, copy. Basta. Save. That's all. That's all we need. So now we can go and get this. So load list template. So copy this. Paste it here. Open and index. We did the same index you received. Closed. Semicolon. Save. And here you're going to return. This one may be a bit complex. So it's going to be loaded file, copy, paste, dot split, open round. And you need to split it by a certain character. Now the character we want is the underscore. Now I don't remember where that's saved, but I think it's only save manager. This one here. So it's list name. So it's going to be save manager dot separators. There it is. It's already there. Open square bracket. Cast as int. Close as int. And it's separators, I think, all caps. There it is. Separator dot list name. Yeah. Close square bracket. And now you need another square bracket. Rather, close the round. Now another square bracket. 0. Oh, the problem is this is a character. And instead we have a string. How do you do that? To car? To car array? Yeah. 0. Well, this is a little bit difficult to understand for a human being. Save. But I'll explain it. So you're taking the string that you've loaded, which is that long list with the underscores and the and whatever, right? The first underscore is the one that separates the name of the list from everything else. Okay?
Yeah.
That's the only underscore anywhere, right? So you split that string by the underscore. However, the underscore, which you have here. However, the underscore is a string. You need a character. Now remember, all strings are lists of characters. So we need to tell it, okay, give me all of the characters, or in fact, I don't think even we need this to character array. We need this. Yes, save. So all strings are lists of characters. In this case, how many characters does our list have? Our string.
5.
No, 1. No, see, you're getting confused. This list you've already gone into.
Oh.
Yes. So let's recap. Save manager separators is the list, right? Square bracket goes into that list. Which element are you taking? List name, which is
The underscore? No,
4.
no.
Yes, it is the underscore. So you're taking the underscore. So now you have a string with the underscore alone. Okay, so it has one character. So we need the 0th character of this list, which is the underscore, but now it's one single quote, not double quote. Okay, so we got the character. Now split is happy. Now you've split it. Now split it's gonna be giving you 2 strings. One is the name of the list, which is the one on the left, and the rest is the entire list.
Okay.
Now you want the 0th, so you want the name of the list. So that's why you're returning the name of the list. Now the problem is if you return an empty, that's no bueno. We're gonna have an issue. But it's okay. That error should never happen in our app, so it should be okay. So back to the custom button, back to the pop-up manager, and here we've added that. So now let's copy this, pasta it, square bracket I. Well, yes, actually it's safe. Square bracket I dot setup button, open round tab dot load saved list, comma, string ID is important. So no, wait a minute. That's what it says there. So what's important? We need to go to the database.script dot get, and I don't remember. List template name from index. The index is I. Save and semicolon. Okay. So for now we'll stop here. The second bit that we need to do is when we dismiss the thing, which is controlled by a pop-up block. So when you click confirmation confirm pop-up. So when you confirm the pop-up, case space tab dot load saved list colon enter break. So what happens when we click away from our list?
If we click away from our, what do you mean clicking away from the list?
There's the list. Instead of clicking on one of the buttons, you click anywhere.
Then you stay in the list you were in earlier.
Yeah, you just don't do anything, right? So nothing actually happens. So we're literally going to leave it as it is. Therefore, this we don't need. Save. That's it. Okay. Save here. Mommy's not happy. So at the moment we have no lists. Therefore, we are expecting nothing to load to actually appear.
Yes.
We are going to turn it off to make sure that it's actually working correctly. Save.
Okay.
Actually, this may be bad. Let's type something else. There, save. All right. Aha, we forgot something. Pretty important. Hello. Copy this, paste this, and it's load. I don't remember. There, save. Okay. There you go. Now our button is gonna work. Nothing to load. Click away to exit this menu. See? So that's working correctly. And clicking away is working correctly. Let's test that it actually works exactly right. It's happy.
Yes, and now I need to save.
So let's save a list. Call it Johnny. John me. I like it. Alright, Johnny. So for this one we need to click away, which is annoying. Load list. There's Johnny. This didn't go away.
Yeah, that needs to go.
But Johnny's here.
At least.
So the file is found. So, and now I stopped the game. I'm gonna launch it again, and Johnny's still there. Okay. Now let's save a new list, which is going to be typical milk, and let's say 4, and then whipping cream, and then butter, and then she always wants butter. Unsalted. I mean, that's obvious. Only crazy people buy salted, but anyway. And breakfast, peanut butter. That's it. Save list. Call it Ted. Hit enter. Hit and enter doesn't work. Load list. Johnny and Ted. They both exist.
Mm-hmm.
And they're in exactly that order because Ted was the second list ever saved.
Yes.
Okay. So that's working fine. We have one small error, which is easy enough to fix. Why is our I'm looking at the wrong thing. I'm like all confused. What? There we go. Why is our game objects for the TM pop-up error not being turned off? Because we forgot to return true. So here you're gonna say if list count copy. Actually, let's change this a bit. Save. Type boolean returnable equals false. Semicolon. Well, actually, cut this. Put it here. Save. Copy list count. Paste. Higher than 0. And copy returnable. Paste. Woo, undo. Undo again. Paste. Save. Now, what does this mean? We create a boolean returnable, and we're going to give it this value. What's this value? It's an inherent question.
What's an inherent?
Well, an implicit question. Well, not really. That's pretty explicit. It says list count is higher than 0. If that question is, if the answer to
something higher than 0, then.
Well, list count. If the answer to the question is true, then returnable becomes true. If the answer to this question is false, then returnable becomes false.
Okay.
Well, so list count is you get how many lists you've got saved. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Good. So if list count is higher than 0, meaning you have at least a list, then a button will appear. If a button appears, we don't want to see that message.
Yes.
So this one's not going to be false. One sec. There's one more thing I want to change here as well in the loadable list. I want a spacing of 10. Save. Okay, so let's quickly test that Johnny and Ted are appearing. There. Just the two of them.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what we gotta do is we need to make Johnny and Ted actually do things when we click them. And that's where more of the work kind of happens. Public void. I don't know if the app manager should do this. I think the database is fine. Yeah, sort of. Being misused a bit. So you're going to say send list template to app manager from list name, and you request a string and go name. Close round, open screw. So this mouthful here means we're gonna tell the database to load the file and then give it to the app manager and parse all of the items already correctly. So that's gonna be a bit of work. I don't know that we'll manage to do it today. We've got 15 minutes, but we should be able to reverse engineer what we've done before to create the file, because we should be able to separate it with all of the separators and everything like that. The issue is primarily that the app manager is basically going to have to restart, right? So let's see, set up main buttons, create categories, create grocery notes, create grocery list. So this entire thing needs to kind of be done with there, rebuild categories and items, that sort of stuff, right? So it would be something like public void do you know, I think I'd prefer to do it here. Yeah, I prefer to do it here. Never you mind. Cut this. Save. Paste. Send list template to app manager. Well, that's obvious. So load, I guess. Save. Okay. So we've got the list name. Now, this save manager says get list template file from the name. So we can use this one, and then we can load it to get the string.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna say string loaded list equals save manager dot load list template open round save manager dot get list template. No, that's not the one. Oh, bummer. Oh wait, I think it's private. Yeah, public. Copy. Okay, that's good. Paste it. Open. Oops, that went south. Copy. Paste. Dot. Open round. Name. Close round. Semicolon. Alright, so we got the loaded list. There's an extra squiggle here. Save. Get list template file name. Oh no, what? Cannot convert string to int. Oh, poo. I can see what the problem is. We're gonna create a new thing here, which is gonna be much more generic. Public static. Yeah. Gosh, that's going well. Okay, wait a moment. Yeah, that's stupid. Anyway, static string load list template file open round string space file name close open a squiggle, hit enter, save. Okay, and what we're gonna do now is we are going to copy this, paste it here, copy file name, paste it here, and paste it here. Save. Okay, that's good. Now you can copy this one and go to the app manager and paste it here. Save. All right, finally correct. So we're now loading the entire list, and it's done. We're gonna have the name of the list, which we're actually not interested in, right? Mm-hmm. So before we do any of this, we have the two TEDs and everything. So there they are. All right, let's take a look. So Johnny, we're not interested in this piece of information. So we're gonna split by the last separator, and then we get in the category and a tilde. Category tilde. That's what's important. And the big vertical slash is a separator for instead the separate categories. Mm-hmm. Right? So now what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna need to build those lists in on the fly. So we're gonna have to rebuild categories and items. No, we don't need that. Receive grocery note, we don't need that either. What we need to do is we need to clear the grocery list. Yeah, that's what we need to do. So copy this, paste it, actually undo. Let's do it in advanced. Open, close round, semicolon. Ooh, hello. What's the difference between grocery list and grocery list display? Not sure. I can't remember. Clear grocery notes. Copy this. Paste it here. Open, close round, semicolon. All right. So no more list, no more notes. Brilliant. Now we can actually go and populate it. But we need to first split the category. So create a string array. Before we do that, copy loaded list, paste it. Oh, wait a moment. We need to remember the name of the bloody list, don't we? Do we have it somewhere? I don't think so. So here you want to create a public, I think it's going to be public, string current list template name. Equals empty. Close. Yeah, so this thing is something we're going to need for later. Now copy it now. And so go something like string list name and or name and content. There you go. Call it name and content equals loaded list dot split dot split, and we need to go to save manager dot separators square bracket int, cast as int, close, separator with all caps, there it is, dot list name, close square bracket 0, close square bracket, close round, semicolon, and 120 square bracket, save. Okay, so name and content is done here. Now paste equals name and content 0. We're getting the name, square bracket 0, semicolon. Now we need to deal with the content. So string array, call it separated categories equals name and content, copy, paste 1. Copy all of this. It's placed. And you gotta, I don't know what buttons you're pressing, but they're wrong. Yeah, paste. Alright. Now, not list name, but category possibly. Let's go check, because I can't remember. Yes, this thing. Save. Okay. Now we've separated this, and we're gonna have to go through all of the separated categories. So here you're going to say string array, and it's gonna be category and items, semicolon. For now we do nothing. Now you want a for loop. Copy this, paste, dot length, save. So we're gonna go through each of these. Now copy this, paste, category and items equals, copy, paste, I, copy, paste, and it's gotta be tilde, so see, category items, save. I think it's category items. Yes. Okay, so there's a tilde. There's the ch, then there's the note. Woof, a little complicated. That's okay. So we got the category and items. Now we got the category split from that, so we know the category name if we need it. Do we need it? I can't remember. When we add an item, set item. No, I think it figures out its own category, but how? Ah, get category from item. Brilliant. So we don't have to worry about it. Fantastic. So we don't need to remember the categories, actually. That's pretty cool. However, each item needs to be looped through, right? Because now we've got the list of items here, and that's fine. But when we go through the items, we also have the notes to worry about. So that's also something important. Let me think for a second. Category and items. We need another string here. So string array. It's going to be items. Semicolon. Save. Then you need another one, string array. Items and notes, or item and notes. End note, I guess. Semicolon. Okay. Copy. Pasta. Equals. Copy. Pasta. Square bracket 1. No, 1. Dot. Copy. Paste. Now this one is item. Save. So with this, now we get each item with their respective notes. You need a loop. 4. Tab. J. Just type J and hit enter. Okay, so we're gonna use J instead of I. Copy items. Pasta dot length. Save. Alright, so now we're going through the J. Through the items, and we need to find the notes. So copy item and note. Paste equals. And it's items dot J. Square bracket J. Yes. Dot. Undo. Why did you press enter?
Because I meant
copy
to.
all of this. Paste. Note. Save. Alright, now we have the item and the note. Now, do all the items have notes?
No.
That's right, which means we need to check. We're gonna check if item and note is higher, in length, is higher than 1. Dot length. Oh gosh. You need to type a quarter of what you type. Okay, the length is higher than 1. Here it already says length. It's just 1. Just the number 1. Close round, open squiggle. Alright. There's also an extra square bracket for good measure. Save. So, if item and note is length is higher than 1, that means we have a note. So, we're gonna have to set an item. So, copy. Pasta. Cut this. Paste it here. Open round. Open round. Not control! Thanks. Copy. Pasta. Square bracket 0. Close round. Semicolon. Set item and note. Alright, that's done. So we're setting the item. Now we need to set a note. Receive grocery note. The string ID, I think, is the actual item. So copy receive grocery note. Paste it. Open round. And it's going to be copy this. Paste. Comma. Paste again. Close round. Semicolon. Replace this with a 1. All right, so we, I think, are done. But we
Okay.
need to go through all of this once more. Because there's no way you understand this. But I think at the end we need to, wait a moment. So we need to set the category, create items. Okay, it does itself, I don't care. Set item. Update grocery list display. Set item. Update grocery list display. Do you know what? This is a bit dumb. Here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna do comma false. Save. And receive grocery note. Okay, doesn't seem to care. That's fine. So set item, here you go, bool space update UI, lowercase ideally, equals true. Save, copy. If, open round, paste, close round, open squiggle, close it, save. So we're not gonna update every one thing because it's kind of stupid. We're gonna save some cycles and then update at the end. Copy this, paste it here, save. All right, let's go through this now. Save. So clear the grocery list, clear the note. That's easy enough, right? So obviously we remove everything because we don't need it.
Yeah.
Wait, there's a problemino. I want to see one thing here. Oh, clear grocery list display. Good. So that takes care of it. So now we go. We load our list. How do we load it? We're gonna load a specific file. How do we do it? From a certain name that we receive. When you click on Johnny, we're gonna send the word Johnny to here. There it is. That's Johnny. Okay? So here it goes. Hey, get the list template file name from the word Johnny, which, if you remember, goes through every file, loads them all, checks that the name matches. If the name matches, then it spits out the file name, which is going to be list template _ 0, right? So it gets list template _ 0. So it says load the list template file, which is list template _ 0, which is now in here. Okay. From now on, we need to separate the name of the list and the content of the list with the underscore. So we separate it with the underscore. The name of the list is going to get saved as a current list template name. And the rest of the stuff is then going to be separated by categories, which is the vertical slice. Vertical sort of slash.
Yes.
Right? So now we have all of those categories, which have all of their items and notes, all still inside, but they're at least separated by categories. Now we create all of these that are ready for us to use in the loop. Okay? Because we're going to need to separate each category from its items, and then the individual items, and then the individual one item from its note. Okay? So we're going to go through all of the separated categories. Rename this one to separated items. Control R twice. And just type the word separated here. And capital A. Yeah, that's better. Just so it's consistent with the other one. So we go through the separated categories one by one. Okay? And then we populate the category and items. So you get the category name on the left and all of the items on the right. If you split it by the tilde, I think. Okay? So you split it by tilde, you get a category item, which you actually don't care about. This is the only piece of information we have no interest in. And the reason is because when you set an item, the item finds its own category and assigns it correctly. Okay? So we don't care about category and item 0, but we do care about category and items 1, which is all of the items. So we have to separate the actual items, which doesn't separate them from the notes yet. So we get the list of items. So let's see here. So Johnny is gone away. We've already used it. We don't care. We're left with this crap. Then we are in the meats. We remove the name meats. We don't care about it. We are left with chicken breasts and ground beef. Okay? Because we've separated before by this. Now we are separating by ch, and we're going to get chicken breasts on one side There they are, chicken breasts, and then ground beef. Now we're going to loop through these. And we're going to get an item and note separated by the note little sort of house roof or whatever, little thing, right? And we're going to set the item right away using 0 because we know that the item is on the left of that. But if the item and note is larger in length, is larger than 1, that means it doesn't just have the name of the item, it also has the note. Otherwise, it's only going to have the item, okay? So it also has the note. Good. If it also has the note, then in that case, you also need to receive the correct note, which is related to this item. And that's the entire thing. Because then you go to dairy, you remove the word dairy, you take milk, mozzarella, whipping cream, and yogurt, and do the same thing. Now let's take a look at a list that's a bit more complicated because it also has notes. So Ted, we save Ted as the current loaded list. So that goes away. Then we're left with dairy all the way to here until you find the little vertical slash. Now we don't care.
There's also number 4 there.
Sure. We don't care about the word dairy at all. Just doesn't matter. So we're left with butter, which also has the word unsalted. So butter gets separated, then butter and unsalted get separated. Because the length of this array is more than 1, then it means we need to add that note. Let's move on to the next one. Milk. Milk has 4. Same deal. Whipping cream has no note, so it just gets added. Then there's breakfast. Breakfast, we put it away, we don't care. And there's just peanut butter, which just gets added. Brilliant. So all of this should work if we've done it right. The only thing that remains to be done is hook up this. So in the custom button, you want to say case space tab dot load saved list colon enter break. Yeah. So you want to copy this, paste it, and say none. Okay, save. Now there's a problem. When this happens, the thing will be deactivated. So we need to do it before it. App manager dot script dot load. There you go. Open round. And it's our ID that we care about. Copy this. Paste it here. Close round. Semicolon. So we do that and then we close the pop-up. That should theoretically work. Let's give it a shot. Save. Is there anything we need to assign? I don't think so. Okay. Moment of truth. Johnny.
Moment of truth is fair.
Key not found exception. Ooh, that's not nice. Contains item. Dictionary list. Temp category. Oh, because it's not being created. We've made a mistake. That's easy. That's a very easy mistake. Right here where it says clear grocery list, we need to create categories. No. Clear category. No. Oh dear. Clear grocery list. Create grocery list. That's the one. Copy it. We absolutely need that. Paste. Save. Wait, so it goes to clear grocery list. Okay. Who clears the grocery notes? Control F. Just out of curiosity. Nobody. Alright, save. Second test.
Second moment of truth.
Moment of truth. Load Johnny. Aye! Load Ted. Aye! With all of the correct stuff saved and everything. Alright, so there's a few buggles that we need to fix for next time, but we are in a good spot. Let's see if it actually works properly. So if we go to dairy and we remove butter. Aye! Aye! That's cool. So it's all working correctly. That is officially cool. So we're done for the evening. We've done loads of progress. This was, I think, one of the most important features we needed. So at the moment, I believe absolutely everything works. So we're gonna clear a list. You can save a list, which is a bit daft if there's nothing in the list. That's probably something we should fix next time. We can load the list, and it's going to work just fine. We can keep on adding things as we like to the list that's been loaded. Then we can overwrite it. Notice that there's no warning that you're going to overwrite. That's okay. We're not making a perfect app. We're making an app for our mother. We're going to tell her, hey, if you're going to load a new list, you're going to lose everything. Be aware of that, right? And there's one feature that we're actually missing. Check this out. What's the problem? See, it didn't actually remember the name of the list. Also, pressing escape doesn't work, which is annoying. Did we get more lists? No, good. Whew. At least it doesn't save if we don't type any name. But I want this to be populated with the name of the list. In this case, Ted. Ted should appear here. No, you don't do it. But it should appear here. Let's try something anyway, just in case. So let's add cabbages, okay, and save Ted. All right. Now I'm going to load Johnny. Then I'm going to load Ted, and the cabbages are there.
Yeah,
right?
It overwrote
so
Ted.
it's overrode Ted. So that works, right? But we do have a problem because when you do here, you see Ted doesn't appear. So mommy could end up constructing 30 copies of Ted because she's typing other things or whatever. So that's very bad UX. We're going to try and fix that next time. And yeah. Till next time, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.